That's Brittney Griner's team. And 2 minutes into the game, Brittney Griner has two of the worst, dumbest fouls I've ever seen in basketball. I mean, it's just, they look like intentional fouls, particularly the second one. She basically elbowed Aaliyah Boston in the neck for no reason. 2 minutes into the game. But my immediate thoughts when I saw that second foul and I saw Brittney Griner walking off to the bench, and I'm just like, could this woman really have played basketball this long and committed two just really stupid, ridiculous fouls in the first 2 minutes of the game? And so my thoughts went to me like, hey, I wonder what Brittney Griner, what her over-under in points are. And I wonder if she'll reach that level tonight.
That's a foul on Canada trying to fight through the screen. It's Atlanta's third here. There is Griner, right on cue, right back in. That was deflected, no over and back.
And their mindset is, we're entitled, we're owed a debt, we've been mistreated, we're victims. And I was like, if you have that mindset that I'm entitled, that we're victims, that we're owed a debt, that we should be getting paid the same millions of dollars as men, that's a recipe for corruption. And that's why the entire victimhood mentality that the media pushes is very dangerous, that have been convinced that they're victims. And they do everything to promote their victimhood. When there's particularly as it relates to the Black demographic, there's an entitlement. I'm owed something, give me reparations. I've been ripped off.
Indiana did a great job disrupting it in the first half, not so much here in the second.
Here is Howard. Over that left shoulder, gets the bounce.
Stephanie White never expected to be the one pulling back the curtain on the WNBA's most protected players. But when the cameras weren't rolling and the real conversation started, it became clear something had to be said. For too long, the league has walked on eggshells around its biggest stars, namely Brittney Griner and A'ja Wilson, and now the consequences are starting to show. During a recent closed-door media session, whispers emerged that White had privately expressed concerns over how the WNBA manages its relationship with certain top-tier players. Though not stated publicly, those who were present described her tone as one of frustration over the lack of accountability, the imbalance of treatment, and the growing culture of entitlement infecting the league. It wasn't just about wins and losses anymore. It was about a mindset that's been quietly building behind the scenes, one where certain stars operate under a different set of expectations. And on a Monday night matchup between the Indiana Fever and Atlanta Dream, that mindset was on full display. Brittney Griner, less than 2 minutes into the game, committed two fouls that defied basic basketball logic. The second, an elbow to the neck of opposing center Aaliyah Boston, sparked immediate confusion among fans and analysts alike. It wasn't just aggressive, it looked unnecessary, careless, and possibly intentional. And yet, instead of facing serious backlash, Griner quietly walked to the bench and spent most of the game there. She played a mere 15 minutes total, despite not being injured. People noticed. Social media lit up. Was this a strategic foul out? Was there a deeper motive? Or was it just a sloppy performance brushed aside because of who she is? Fans began speculating, and even longtime sports commentators started raising eyebrows. Something didn't add up. The WNBA has always battled with perception, but now the perception is turning inward. There's a growing belief that the league is too scared to confront its most visible players, too worried about optics, backlash, or upsetting the carefully curated image that some of these stars have cultivated over the years. And the moment anyone dares to challenge it, they're immediately labeled the problem. White, a former player and now head coach, has seen enough. According to insiders, she's increasingly concerned that favoritism is taking precedence over fairness. That instead of treating players equally, the WNBA is bending to the egos of its elite, enabling behavior that wouldn't fly at any other professional level. A'ja Wilson, often praised as the league's top player, has also found herself shielded from criticism in recent months. Her performance against the Sparks raised even more concerns. 2 for 12 from the field, 13 points, mostly from free throws. She exited late in the third quarter after being hit in the face. An unfortunate moment, sure, but not necessarily a game-ending one. She never returned. It's not the missed shots that alarmed critics. It was the exit, the vanishing act, and more importantly, the silence that followed. No major headlines, no public questions, just another quiet game written off as a tough night. Meanwhile, other players in the league have faced harsh media scrutiny for far less. That's the double standard White is believed to be calling out. The notion that some stars are beyond reproach, while others are held to impossible standards. And the damage goes deeper than just 1 or 2 games. This atmosphere of protection breeds something dangerous: a lack of urgency, a sense that consequences don't apply. And when that takes root in a professional league, it can spiral quickly. There are whispers among coaching staff and executives that certain players have started treating the WNBA like a platform for branding first and a competitive league second. Endorsement deals, social media clout, and image management have overtaken the hunger to win. Some even believe that decisions on court time, media appearances, and even play style are being influenced by external advisors, people more concerned with building a public figure than building a team. And when you combine that with a leadership structure too hesitant to push back, you get a league walking on a tightrope. White's position is delicate. She isn't publicly naming names, she isn't causing scenes, but behind the scenes, those close to her say she's deeply unsettled by the direction things are heading, and she's not the only one. Other coaches, players, and staffers, many of whom have remained anonymous for fear of backlash, have echoed similar concerns. They've seen the entitlement grow. They've watched team dynamics fracture. They've witnessed the moments when certain players were allowed to skip practice, ignore coaching, or storm off mid-game with zero repercussions. No one is saying Britney Griner or A'ja Wilson are bad people, but when accountability is selectively enforced, resentment builds, morale drops, and the league starts to lose its competitive edge. The larger issue isn't just about a few fouls or missed shots. It's about trust. Can the WNBA continue to grow if it refuses to hold its stars to the same standards as everyone else? Can it attract new fans if favoritism overshadows fairness? Stephanie White's concerns point to a bigger truth. The WNBA has reached a crossroads. It can either double down on protecting its elite at all costs, or it can course correct and begin treating all players equally, regardless of fame, sponsorships, or legacy. Because if it doesn't, the cracks will keep spreading, the trust will keep eroding, and the league that so many fought to build could begin to unravel, not from outside attacks, but from within. In this climate, even well-intentioned criticism is dangerous. Speak out and risk being painted as bitter or jealous. Stay silent and become complicit in the very culture that's dragging the league down. The WNBA was built on the backs of hardworking women who demanded to be taken seriously. But the moment it stops demanding accountability from its stars, it risks losing the very credibility it worked so hard to gain. And if Stephanie White's quiet frustration becomes a rallying cry, if others in the league begin to echo her concerns out loud, then maybe, just maybe, the WNBA can rediscover the balance it so desperately needs. But until then, the silence will keep speaking louder than words, and the fear of confronting its biggest names will continue to cast a shadow over everything the league claims to stand for.